Now we're going to talk about 3 exciting new lights from Baja Designs in San Diego. Baja Designs is a cool company. MTBR pretty much introduced them to the world as we saw them at Interbike a couple years back. And you know, these guys were just so excited about their product. You know, they come from another industry, ATVs, motorcycles, off-road, etc., Baja 1000 kind of stuff, and they were excited to deliver a light to the bike market. So last year they had the Striker, and the Striker was 700 lumens. It looked like this, and this year they have the Striker 2. The Striker 2 is 950 lumens. Price on it is the same, 300, and we measured it at 74 lux, which corresponds with their 950 lumen claims. It's very bright, and it's an impressive light. You know, the last one was good, but this one is even better. So it's got the same ruggedness that they've always had. You know, aluminum case with a rubber protection right here. I'm not gonna drop it, but the other feature it has another reflector. So this comes with a a fairly wide beam, normal beam, but this one comes with a little wider beam, maybe a little ovalized even. So let me turn it on for you. Press it for a long time and it's on. Shine it on my test tree here. And there you have it. You know, just an incredibly reliable product, rugged and nice, well designed, backed by a good company. The Striker SL is not a new product, but it's much improved. It used to be 700 lumens, and now it's 950 lumens, just like the Striker 2. But last year, you know, the SL didn't quite match up to the Striker. You know, it was about 10% dimmer than the Striker, and you know, they weren't happy about my review, but that's what I photographed and measured, and sure enough, they found the issue and they fixed it. So now both of them measure identical on my test bench. 74 lux. I believe before it was 51 lux for one and 45 for the other. So the SL features a much sleeker form factor. You know, if you don't want that big bulky one, you know, you have a nice carbon bike and you want something sleek, this is it. It's got a nice mount, no zip ties, lots of cooling. So let me turn it on. And there it is. As you see, it should match up to the beam pattern of the other. And like the Striker Pro, it's got another reflector. I believe it's a wider lens. Wider is better when it comes to biking, especially as these lights get brighter and brighter. You know, the worst thing you can do is just have a 3000 lumen light that's so narrow. You're just wasting the light, and your eyes will adjust to the laser, to the tunnel, and you can't see outside of it. So it's good to have a wider light. The last light from Baja Designs is called the Double Striker. So Baja, you know, making a good business, but they really want to compete at the elite level. You know, they see my shootouts with the super 1000 lumen, 1500 lumen designs, and they said we can do that. We'll come up with an 1800 lumen light. So this is their offering, and we'll out-machine them. We'll out-machine the other guys with some just beautiful construction. And instead of zip ties, we'll give them a CNC mount that's center mounted. Center mounted means this sits in the center of your handlebar, directly aligned with your stem, so it's out of the way, and you know, it's more more balanced. It gives, it's the ideal position basically for a bike light. So let me turn this bad boy on. No adjustable reflectors on this light because it's not needed. It's wide enough. So here you go, 1800 lumen is their claim. And there it is, both lights. Shine it on the street here. Just a nice horizontal center spot and a huge, very huge halo. You know, this is one of the brighter lights we have around. It does get hot, so you know there's just so much power and a little bit of heat sinking. So you know, I wouldn't stand around the Arizona desert for 10 minutes with your lights on full. You know, you don't want it getting too hot. What these lights do is you'll step down to protect the circuitry and the emitters from any damage. So if it gets too hot, it'll just step down, you'll get less light. So that's the only need. It's a little bit hot, but beautiful construction, you know, just a beautiful addition to the Baja Designs line.